Hello, 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 peoples. How y'all doing? I'm so happy to be here with y'all tonight. My name is Latrice Sampson Richards. I am a mental and emotional wellness creative, a licensed professional counselor, and a certified life enhancement coach. And, oh wait, hello. Gotta silence my computer, you know what I'm saying? And you're tuned in to From Scratch Live, which is my weekly personal vlog that, you know, I just share my story and share my journey in hopes that you'll be able to pick up a few little nuggets from it or whatever, you know? So Facebook is letting y'all know that I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know that I'm here as well. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you comment #replay so I can say, hey girl, hey, or whatever. And I would love it if you would share me with your people. Whenever you know, share me with your people, then it introduces me to them. And maybe they might need a little something, you know. I know a lot of y'all be like, oh, girl, so-and-so need to hear this, so-and-so need to hear that. This is your opportunity to be able to do that. While we wait for everybody to come on in, I'm just sharing, y'all. I'm sharing. So while we wait for everybody to come on in, I want y'all to make sure that you are following me across all social media at Latrice Sampson Richards. Well, not across all. On Instagram. And then, of course, here on Facebook, it's at Latrice Sampson Richards. But really, I be on Instagram more than anywhere else. I'm really working on, you know, getting my Instagram life together or whatever. Twitter is at LSamRichards. I'm not a huge fan of the twit, but I do the best that I can. But Twitter is not really my thing, but I'm really getting into Instagram. I'm really starting to like it a lot, and figuring it out. You know, y'all know social media is not my thing. If you've been following me for a while, then you know that social media has been the bane of my goddamn existence for a very long time. And, you know, I'm finally getting to a place where, like, I'm processing it. You know, I'm understanding it a lot better and stuff like that, you know, so that's always a good thing. All right, so it's all shared out, and I actually think I want to see, I'm gonna try this again, because I tried doing a watch party last week, I think it was, and in doing that watch party, it was like, start a watch party. All right. But what I had to do was, there we go. What I had to do, what I didn't realize was that people were not going to be able to comment. There we go. People were going to be commenting inside of the watch party. And so they wouldn't be commenting like on the actual post. So what I had to do was, hey, Andre. So hi, Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? How your baby's doing, girl? Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany, are you coming to the Trust Village meetup this weekend? Let me know, girl. You got to go to the Facebook group, and they're going to go to the Facebook group, to the events page, events tab in the Facebook group, and let me know that you're coming, girl. I want to see your face. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? So yeah, so I'm trying the watch party again, but I got it set up where I'm doing, y'all know I like to do my live streams on my iPad. So I have my iPad here and my laptop here so that I can moderate all of the questions, you know, because when I did the watch party last time, it was just way too hard because I couldn't, hey, Angelique, because I couldn't, is it Angelique or Angelic? It looks like Angelique, right? Let me know, girl, because, you know, I butchers the name. I will kill a name in a heartbeat. So, yeah. So, hey, Nicole. So, hey, Kyla. How you doing? Hey, Lamont. Zachariah. Well, y'all is just coming on in this thing, ain't y'all? Welcome. Welcome. So, yeah. So, things are going really well, you know. This week, well, it's been crazy. Like, this week has been definitely crazy because My husband is out of town for a few days. And so it's really like the first time that since I moved to South Florida that I've really been here, like been home by myself, you know? And so I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Lataria. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Zach. And so I have definitely, I love, you know, taking care of my husband and cooking and stuff like that for him and just being a wife. Like it's something I've always wanted to do. I know that, you know, with gender roles and everybody, you know, feeling some kind of way about gender roles and all of that these days, I don't fit into that category. I enjoy taking care of my husband. I enjoy being a wife, you know. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I do enjoy doing it. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's a lot of work. I think people underestimate how much like stay-at-home moms, or I'm not a stay-at-home mom, but y'all get what I'm saying, like how much housewives that's not on TV, like how much work is really involved in making that happen. I mean, plus at the same time, I'm a creative, so I'm creating things, I'm recording the podcast, and a lot of the, like as a creative, a lot of the work that I do is in planning. And so it's not so easy to just be able to, hey, I'm doing a live stream. That's Scott. Scott, you gonna say hey to the people? This is Scott, y'all. Y'all never saw Scott, but y'all heard him running dishwater and shit when I be doing my live streams. Say hey.
Oh, you're on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm doing my live streams. Scott is, so we have a roommate because rent is way too fucking high in South Florida. And, you know, a lot of people in this area actually do have roommates. Hey, Angela. And so, you know, we have a roommate, and that's our roommate, Scott. And he has that adorable little boy. Y'all seen Lyndon on my live streams before. Lyndon has made multiple appearances on my live streams. That's his youngin'. That's his offspring. That's his offspring. So me and Lyndon be having issues sometimes because that nigga be trying to play me on the cool. But you know, that's my honey bun. Hey, Letitia. Hey, David. What's going on? What you say, Lamont? Lamont says it's about what makes you happy and what works for you. It really is. Like at the end of the day, it's about what makes you happy and what works for you. So I enjoy taking care of my husband. I enjoy, you know, like that particular aspect or component of being a housewife or whatever you know, what have you. But girl, I ain't made for this every day, all day shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my husband is out of town, and it's really kind of, it's been nice. He left yesterday morning. I dropped him off at the airport, and it's been nice to just kind of relax. Like I didn't wash no dishes yesterday. I didn't clean. Like if my husband came home right now and saw all the shit that's sitting on top of the bed right now, he would have a heart attack. You know, but I just needed a break, and it's nice to kind of like chill or whatever and just kind of be, you know? Is it? Hey, Laconda. Girl, let me find out Laconda got hey Treese in her auto files and her auto correct on her clipboard and things. I sure do appreciate you. So yeah, so it's been nice to kind of hang out and chill and just kind of relax and be. Last night, I did an interview yesterday for the BlackUnicornProject.com, and it's a new segment that we're going to be starting. Hey, Monica. Hey, Shanita. It's a new segment that we're going to be starting on the Black Unicorn Project. That it's a couple months away, and so, you know, I'll give y'all more information about that as it comes. But I did this interview yesterday, and it was like after the interview I was so tired, and I was like, my first thought was like, oh, I need to cook before my husband get home. And then I was like, oh no, wait, he out of town. So I went on and laid down, supposed to be, hey Letitia, I was supposed to be just taking a quick little nap. Girl, when I tell you, know how, okay, you know how when you be like real tired and you don't realize how tired you are, and so you lay down and then it's like you just go dead to the world, you know, like you sleep so hard that like your body feels heavy, like it just feels like your muscles not gonna move. Even if you're trying to get up out that bed, your body is like, you're not doing it. Like, we need rest. So that's kind of how it was yesterday. And so I ended up taking the longest nap ever. It was glorious. I ain't gonna lie, it was glorious. And I just went on and pulled myself out of the bed. When I finally woke up around 9 o'clock or something like that, I had been asleep for almost 5 hours, which is sleep. Like, that's sleep. That's not a nap. That's a sleep. And so, but it actually, I was okay with it because I'm a night owl. I feel like the bulk of my creativity comes in the middle of the night, in the waking hours. And so, it was good because I felt refreshed and I felt like really, really, inspired, and I got a lot of work done. Things that I just needed to get done, you know, needed to get done and just never really had a chance to get it done. And so I actually didn't go to sleep till like 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. And but it was okay because, you know, I'm not working a traditional job right now. So it's been cool. It's been really nice. So I had a doctor's appointment today because I have to get like this medical physical or whatever for my job. I am going back to work in May. And so like they're requiring this physical or whatever. So I go to the what's up, J. Cole? I go to the doctor's office. It's an audiologist, right? So I had an audiology appointment because they want to check your hearing and everything like that. So I go to this ENT doctor to see the audiologist to get this audio testing done. And girl, the place is like 15 minutes from my house, if that, you know. So I get in the car and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be early. I'm going to be on time. You know what I'm saying? Because to know me is to know that I be running late sometimes, you know, which is okay. Don't judge me. You know, things happen. I do the best that I can, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be on time. This is going to be good. You know, I'm going to make sure I get this done because this is really important and XYZ. So when the girl called me yesterday to like confirm the appointment, she was like, you have the address. Do you have the address? I said, oh yeah, girl, I have the address. Hey, Robin. I said, oh yeah, girl, I have the address. That's no problem. She was like, okay. Hey, Rochelle. She was like, okay. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Yada, yada, yada. I said, all right, fine. So I and I did have the address because I had to get a referral from my primary care physician to go see the specialist to get the audio test, you know, the hearing test done or whatever. So the address is printed on a referral form. So I was like, yeah, girl, I'm good. I got the address. It's all good. So I put the address in my GPS. Hey, Martine. And I'm going to the place and I'm early and this, that, and the other. Girl, they had an accident or something, or they was working on the roads. I don't know what it was, but the traffic was literally at a standstill. So I'm like 1 mile away from the place that is saying I'm supposed to be. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Sherelle. I'm like less than a mile away from the place that I'm supposed to be going to. And the traffic is at a complete standstill. Like, it's not moving. Nothing is happening. Like, hell no, we won't go. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to be late for this appointment. And at this point, I got like 15 minutes to get there. So I said, okay, I'm going to try to divert. Now, mind you, we only have one vehicle. My husband uses that car for work. So if I have to go somewhere, normally I'll take a Uber or something like that because it doesn't make sense for us to buy another vehicle until we know for sure that I'm going to be here like long term. And so anyway, so I don't normally have a car, so I don't really know my way around yet. I'm still learning how to get around. I'm still figuring it all out, you know? So I'm like on a GPS for real. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this exit ramp, and it's basically to get back on the highway, go down one exit, get off on that exit, and come back up around the back. So I'm like, okay, this is a smart idea. This is going to work. Girl, no, because the other road, apparently the traffic wasn't an accident. They were doing work on the railroad, like the train tracks. So, and the train track ran across the whole thing. So they were doing work on the train track. So it was over. Hey, Joe, how you doing? How are you? I see you doing big things over there on the council and things. I read an article and your name came up, Joe, and I was like, oh my God, I know somebody that sits on the New Orleans City Council. How cool is that? Congratulations. How's the family? So anyway, it was the train track. So I go around and the traffic over there was just well, it wasn't as bad because at least it was kind of moving. It was just creeping. So I end up sitting in that traffic. Now I called the people and I'm like, hey, I'm running late. The traffic is really bad. The lady is like, okay, it's not a problem. So I do all of that. I get through all of that traffic. At this point, I'm late. Like I'm at this point, like 15 minutes late. And I'm like just trying to get there, you know? Hey, Ramona. So I go around. Now, mind you, I'm starving because I woke up late because I didn't go to sleep till 8 o'clock this morning. So I didn't get a chance to eat anything before I left the house, and I didn't want to be late, so I just didn't eat. So I'm starving because now I've been in the car, you know, like longer than I was anticipating. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm hungry. I'm sitting in traffic. I missed my turn, had to go all the way back up, make the U-turn, come all the way back down, sit in traffic again. I finally get to the place that I pull up on my GPS, and it's nothing. Like, it's not a place. It's not a real place. So I was like, but this is the address, well, that I thought was the address that was on the thing. So I'm just like, okay. So I called again. And I talked to another person. Hey, Krisha. I called again and I talked to another person. The second person I talked to, it was a dude. I said, I'm lost. I'm trying to find y'all. Where y'all at? He said, oh, I said, yeah. I said, so the address is yada, 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 West Sample Road, right? And he was like, no, it's East Sample Road. So I just spent the hour and a half trying to get to a place that does not exist because I had West instead of East. So I had to get it back in, you know, I was still in the car. I put that in the GPS. I finally get to that place. He was, oh, but it's only like 10 minutes away. And yeah, which it was 13 minutes, whatever. I put that in the place. Now at this point, I'm like 30, 35, 40 minutes late at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause traffic and everything. So I'm just like, okay. He says, well, I'm going to call over there and let them know that you're lost. It's okay. Just go, you know, the doctor will still see you, yada, yada, yada. I said, okay, fine. Put that in there. I get to East Sample Road. I get to the right place, park my car, trying to calm down. Cause you know, they take your blood pressure and things, and I don't want to give a false reading, you know, because I'm drove right now. And I get to the place, and I'm like, I had a 1:45 appointment, yada, yada, yada. Hey, Delane. And the girl was like, well, what doctor are you trying to see? They had no record of me supposed to be coming in there. Girl, the doctor, it was like a medical, I don't know, it's like a medical network kind of thing. And the doctor used to go to that office, but she switched offices. So it wasn't the right place. So the place that was on my referral was not the right place. So I finally get to this place and it's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm just like, I just need to have a moment right now. Like, I just really need to have a moment, and I need y'all to, oh, look, that mosquito. Mosquito, you got to go. Y'all, these mosquitoes are so disrespectful and out of line. So the lady was like, well, it's only 10 minutes away. Hey, Natty. Hey, Damien. She's like, it's only 10 minutes away. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm already 45 minutes late, ma'am. I'm already 45 minutes late. So I'm like, okay, fine. All I can do is try to get to the appointment, right? Like, I still need to get this hearing test done. So I put that in the GPS. It's 14 minutes away. Why the place is like 5 minutes from my house? The place I was actually supposed to go to is legit 5 minutes away from my house. And I just spent an hour and a half trying to get to a place that I did not need to try to get to. Get in my car. I go to the place. Well, I stopped and got me something to eat because I was like, Rich, I'm already 45 minutes late. I need to nourish my body before I really go in here and kirk out on these people, you know? Because I feel like they should have said that. Like somebody should have said, oh, the doctor moved or something like that. Like, why is that information? I don't understand. I don't get it. So I'm like, okay. I get to the place. I get in there. I tell the girl, you know, XYZ, yada, yada, yada. I'm so sorry. You know, I've been in my car for 2 hours trying to get to y'all. I apologize. Can I still be seen? Oh, yeah, it's no problem. It's okay. They were very nice, like very accommodating. Just fill out this paperwork, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, finally. Like, all right, I'm getting this done. I do the paperwork. I sit in the office, in the waiting room for another 20 to 30 minutes waiting to see the doctor. But I'm not tripping because I'm an hour and something late at this point, you know? So I'm just lucky to be seen at all. So I'm not tripping about the wait. All that matters is that I get it done. They call my name. I go to the back. She do all of my vitals and everything like that. I had this folder with the paperwork that I need them to fill out on the medical exam so I can submit it to my employer. And I said, they told me to give this to you. This is what I told the nurse. And the nurse looks at the paperwork and she's like, oh, well, we'll talk more about that in a minute. And I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a hearing exam. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you hear this beep? Could you hear that beep? You know, like, I don't know why we need to have a discussion about this, but okay, fine. So we go in the room. Why this girl tells me that the audiologist only comes to the clinic 1 day a week, and guess what day ain't that day? Ding, 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 today. She said, you're 1 day late. I said, no, I'm on time. This is the day that my appointment was scheduled. And when I called to schedule the appointment, I specifically told the girl why I was scheduling the appointment, that I needed to get an audiology exam for my medical form and all of this. Like, I was very clear about why I was making the appointment. So I'm not a day late. I'm an hour and something late, but I'm not a day late. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, hey, Rachel. And she was just like, I'm so sorry. Let me see who told you that, because XYZ and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just sitting there like, Lord, hold my mule, Jesus. Hold my mule, Lord. Because I'm really about to slap these people. Which it was, no, I wasn't going to slap them. Hey, Patricia, I wasn't going to slap them because, like, they were nice. They were very nice. They, you know, they were really like, you know what I'm saying? They were decent. And I think they handled it the best that they could given the situation. But she was like, well, you're going to have to come back next week. Like, basically, the audiologists only come on Wednesdays. Like, it ain't shit we could do for you. But you can still see the doctor if you want to, because you know I had to pay a $30 copay to see the specialist. Well, you can still see the doctor. I said, for what? See the doctor for what? I don't have a reason to see the doctor. The only reason I'm here is for the audiology exam. So if what you're saying to me is that the audiologist is not present in the building, there's no reason for me to see the doctor. I'm saying, I mean, am I tripping? Am I tripping? I don't think I'm tripping. So I said, so she said, well, you're going to have to come back next week, but we can make sure that we squeeze you in. Now, mind you, I made this appointment 2 weeks ago. That's how long it took for me to get an appointment with these people. 2 whole weeks I've been waiting for this appointment. So they book up like well in advance. And so I was like, you know, she was like, well, we'll make sure that we get you in here next week. Hey, Lolita, we'll make sure that we get you in here, you know, on Wednesday and this, that, and the other. I said, okay, so about this copay though, because I shouldn't have to pay another $30 and have y'all bill my insurance again. Not that I'm not really worried about the insurance, but why I got to pay another $30 to just show up here and be frustrated and go home? No, ma'ams. No, ma'ams. I'm not doing it. Hey, Crystal. And so she was like, well, and again, she was like, well, you can see the doctor. I said, I have no reason to see the doctor. What sense does it make to see the doctor for what? What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about how I'm going to come back next week to see the audiologist? Because that's the only thing that I need to talk to the doctor about. That's it. And I'm not paying $30 to tell the doctor that y'all scheduled me on the wrong day. I'm just not. So she was like, I understand. So she walked out. Another lady came in. I think the other lady was the supervisor or something. And she, again, offered me to see the doctor today. And I was like, ma'am, the only reason I'm sitting here right now was to get the audiology exam. That's the whole purpose that I came here. I have nothing to discuss with the doctor. Nothing at all. So y'all figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, which is not short because it was a long story. But y'all know, it was very frustrating for me. Like even as calm as I was trying to be, because I try not to let myself, you know, I used to like pop off, you know, and in my own journey, you know, I've really put a lot of effort into intentionally calming myself in those kinds of situations. And I mean, I'm not perfect by a long shot because like I said, I still wanted to pop the fuck off. But I know that that's not good for me. That's not good for the situation. That makes people not want to help you, you know, and at the end of the day, I try to have empathy because it, you know, they didn't do it on purpose. I'm sure that if, you know, they would have wanted to treat me or, you know, to be able to service me and help me or whatever. Like they didn't, I know it wasn't a malicious thing. It didn't happen on purpose, but my growth was definitely tested because I was just like, y'all, do y'all really understand how much I went through to get here today? I just really need y'all to understand that the struggle is very real and that, you know, if this was 10 years ago, I probably would have I would have cursed somebody out up in here. Like, so I be trying not to do that, you know, but my growth was definitely tested today because it was just like a mixture of so many different things, you know. But they rescheduled me for next week, so I'll get it done next week, even though it's a whole other week. Because then she came and asked me when I'm supposed to be leaving, and I was like, May, but they need this immediately. Like, you know, like, ma'am, y'all not the only ones I'm trying to, like, work with, and I've already waited 2 weeks for this appointment. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely a test of my growth and my experiences. And that's what I be trying to tell people, like, when you're going through your change journey, it's not like life is going to stop happening. It's not like, oh, I decided to make a change in my life. I decided to become a better person. I decided to do something different. And so now all of a sudden, everything in my life is just going to be peachy. Like, that's not a realistic expectation. Life is still going to happen. And it's just how you respond to that is what we need to see change. And that's how you tell whether or not change is actually happening. Not whether or not you find yourself faced with confrontation or faced with the challenges, the same challenges that you were faced with before, it's how do you handle those challenges now that you have embarked upon your change journey? Have you actually learned anything? Are you actually doing anything differently? That's the real marker of change. And so I was very proud of myself today because it was a very clear distinction for me today that like I have grown. I have grown by leaps and bounds, let me tell you, because everything in me wanted to kirk the fuck out inside that doctor's office. But I was like, no, it's okay. It's all right. Because they were very nice about it. And even though they kept trying to like convince me to go see the doctor or like to let that doctor come in that room, I was like, no. And I really stood my ground. Like the old me, I would have been like, well, okay. You know what I'm saying? And just to, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't. And I was very proud of myself for that, for standing my ground, but then also for maintaining my cool, maintaining my composure, and, you know, seeing the situation through to the end. Like, it felt good for me, like on a personal note, it felt really good for me to be able to recognize that moment of growth. Like that was a display of growth. It doesn't always have to be like these huge grand, you know, gestures or whatever. Like it's little things like that. Like, you know, shit like that happens in the doctor's office all the time. That's not something that's completely abnormal. It doesn't happen to me that often because I don't go to the doctor that often. I'm not like a sickly person. I do preventative stuff, but I don't be in the doctor's office like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that I've necessarily have a lot of experience with, but I understand that these things happen. And so it's, you know, it's not like, you know, it's not like it was some kind of malicious thing or whatever. And so I feel really good about my ability to like just kind of calm myself and like get it figured out and go with the flow. And when I walked out now, when I walked out the door, when I walked off, they scheduled the appointment, everything like that. And I got on the elevator, and as soon as I got in the elevator, that door started closing. I was like, motherfuck. Like, you know, like this, y'all have got to be fucking kidding me right now. Hey, Vaughn. Like, y'all have really got to be kidding me right now. Like, are you like, for real? But I still didn't let it get to me. I got in the car. I said, okay. I put it in my calendar, and that's all I can do because there's literally was nothing else that I could do about the situation, you know, like, so it doesn't make sense for me to get myself, you know, like that worked up about it or any more worked up than what I already was, you know. And then I remembered that me and my husband went to the mall the other night, and I found a smudge stick. Now, if you don't know what a smudge stick is, it's basically sage. It's fresh sage that has been dried sage, and it's used. You basically burn it. I don't know if y'all can see that. Y'all see that? So you burn it, and it cleanses the air. It cleanses the energy. It cleanses the space and everything like that. And I love it. And I kept telling my husband, I need to get me a sage stick. I need to get me a sage stick because, you know, things have just been so crazy and stuff. And in terms of like trying to find a job and, you know, feeling kind of crazy about that. And these people playing with my licensure, and, you know, trying to figure out how I can get myself settled down here and having to come up with an alternative plan, because the original plan is just not, it's no longer appropriate for the situation, now that I have new information. And so, you know, I just needed to kind of, I think I just needed to kind of like get a fresh start. And so we was walking through the mall and we passed out one of those little kiosks, and I saw it sitting there, and I was like, it ain't nothing but the Lord done sent me my smudge stick. Because I was going to order it on Amazon, but I was like, no, because like I love Amazon. I feel I really need to buy stock in Amazon, like for real, because I buy everything on Amazon. But you know, when it comes to certain things like stuff like this, I'm always a little cautious about getting stuff like that, because this is something that's intended to cleanse my energy. It's supposed to, like, this impacts me on a spiritual level. And so I feel like I have to choose my smudge stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to touch it. It has to be the right one. I have to feel it. I have to connect with the energy. Y'all do that? Do y'all use smudge sticks? Do y'all do that? I had to, like, connect with the stick, you know? And so I connected with this stick, and I used a little bit of it. I'm actually going to go ahead and do it right now. I waited to be able to have this kind of conversation with y'all about this. But this is basically how you do this. I'm just going to lean it so that the whole thing can catch. Oh, look, girl, I done set off the smoke detector. It's all right, smoke detector. The smoke detector, my smoke detector do not play. Girl, that was so serious. My smoke detector do not play, girl. That was quick. I feel so safe up in here. That was quick. So yeah, I just had to fan that away, girl. But that smoke detector said, what's going on? Something is on fire. So yeah, so I got my little smudge stick. Let me put my smudge stick out, girl. But the smoke detector is like right there. So I guess that's why it's going off. So yeah, I was able to, like, cleanse my energy. I did a pass last night. I'm going to do another pass today with my smudge stick and just kind of reset, you know, kind of get my energy right or whatever. And yeah, all of that, you know, all of that. What else I got going on? I don't know. What else do I have going on? I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in forever. Because you know why? I just been on the run so much. I've been, like, on the go so much and, like, trying to get things figured out, trying to get things handled, you know what I'm saying? And so I haven't really, there we go. You know, I feel like I like to really sit down and chill with y'all. Like right now, like I'm chilling with y'all, and this is what I really enjoy doing. And I haven't been able to do this with y'all in a little while. So I'm happy to be able to do it now. But oh, I'm looking forward to my first South Florida meetup with Trust Village here in South Florida. We're going to be meeting on Saturday. And so hopefully I get more people to come and sign up. But it's just always a good chance to, like, sit down with people and talk and just hang out and get to know my villagers. You know, Trust Village is a very important space to me, you know, and so I love being able to get out and meet my villagers and say hey to y'all and fellowship and love on each other and all of that good stuff and just enjoy each other. So that's happening on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that. Excuse me, the second episode of Heart to Heart came out on Monday. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure that you do. It's really good. It's Heart to Heart with Latrice Sampson Richards, and it's on blackmeritfly.com/heart2heart. And the topic this week was how to keep your parents out of your relationships. And it's really good. You know, as I delve deeper into this creative space, I'm really loving the direction that things are going. Like, I'm learning the software. I bought a MacBook because I was just over these PCs and all they bullshit. So I bought a MacBook, and it's been really nice. You know, it's the learning. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not so bad because it's actually very intuitive. It's pretty easy to use. But it makes life a lot easier. Hey, Ariane. It makes life a lot easier in terms of being able to create things, you know, it's just easier to do. And so this video that was released on Monday, I'm very proud of it because I'm getting better with my video editing, I feel, trying out some new things and like figuring out how to use the software and stuff like that. And, I'm very proud of it. I'm very pleased with the direction that it's going in. I love the fact that I'm able to like indulge in this creative space now, and just continue to create all different types of things, a little bit at a time, but still like creating. And I want to get to a place where I really want to produce high quality content. And I feel like I do produce high quality content, but I want to take it even further, in terms of production value and things like that, so yeah, I'm excited about that. This week's episode of Unicorns Talk Podcast was about parents as well. So I guess parenting is kind of the theme this week. The episode yesterday was Parents Just Don't Understand. And it was a really good episode. It was kind of playing off of how to keep your parents out of your relationships, but it was more so about helping us to understand why our parents feel the need to provide input. And one of my villagers gave me, really a different perspective on it that I didn't cover. And so I'm going to cover that on Monday on my Instagram live for Unicorns Talk Back. So y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Latrice Sampson Richards, so that you can tune in at 7:30 p.m. on Monday for Unicorns Talk Back. And I'm going to talk about and address this other perspective that she gave me, which is, what do you do when it's a toxic relationship? How do you overcome that when it's a toxic relationship, which is a really great question. So I'm going to address that during Unicorns Talk Back on Monday. And what else I have going on? Nothing that I really need to share right now. That's another thing that I've been working on. I read this article. No, I didn't read the article. I was listening to a podcast and they was talking about the article. I think it was the friend zone. It's always the friend zone because I love the friend zone. But they were talking about this article where the researcher showed that when you talk about, or like when you prematurely share big news or like things that you're working on, it reduces your motivation to actually achieve the thing, because you get all of the pats on the back and the accolades just for announcing that you're working on the thing. And so that gratification that you would get from actually completing the thing, it just doesn't make it feel as gratifying. It's not as fulfilling. And I think there's a lot of validity to that, especially for me, I definitely have been making more of an effort to kind of just work on things and keep those things to myself and announce them when it's time to announce them. And I think it's working for me because I have a lot of things going on right now that I'm working on, and I don't feel overwhelmed by those things. I don't feel like those things are out of reach. I feel like I have a good handle on it, and I think it's because I ain't told y'all shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't shared it with y'all yet, and because it's like once you put it out there, then it puts a lot of pressure on you to get it done by this time or to make it happen in this particular way, and stuff like that. And so I'm really glad that finally I'm really figuring out how to make this happen, because I really need to figure out how to make this happen, so yeah, so again, growth. Yeah, so what all? I think that's it, huh? What y'all got going on? Oh, unexpected goodies. Yes. So I went to, y'all know, a couple weeks ago, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, I went to a women's conference, the Speak Women's Conference, which was hosted and put together by Suzette Speaks. She's a local TV personality and speaker and women's empowerment person and stuff like that. And she had this, I met her at an event and that she spoke at, and she told me about her program that she was doing. So, you know, I definitely always want to support, and I always want to, like, I believe that we need to build a community around ourselves as Black women in particular. So anyway, I paid to go to her event, and it was so amazing. If you listen to the podcast or if you follow me on any of the social medias, then you know how I was inspired by this conference. And a lot of the podcast episodes that are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks, because season 2 is actually wrapping up. We have 4 more episodes left in season 2 of Unicorns Talk podcast. But anyway, my little bag ripped. So anyway, I went to her event and I won a door prize. How cool is that? And it was the best door prize. I won alcohol. So there was a Black-owned wine company called Adorned by Her. And this is a wine cocktail. And it's called Love Jones, which, side note, Love Jones, I didn't know that that was going to be the name of this. But Love Jones is my favorite movie. And so if you've never seen Love Jones, then I need you to click off of my live stream right now and go watch the movie. Like, stop playing, go watch Love Jones. So anyway, I won the door prize. And so this came in the mail today, my bottle of wine. And I'm looking forward to giving it a try. I'm going to wait until my husband gets home, and we're going to have us a nice little glass of wine, and enjoy a nice night in or whatever, and just kind of spend time and hang out and test it out. So, but I just wanted to, you know, put that out there. This is Adorned by Her. I don't know if y'all can see that. Adorned by Her. Can y'all see that? I don't know. We'll see. And so y'all make sure y'all patronize. This is a Black-owned wine company based out of Maryland. I want to say it's Baltimore, Maryland. And so I'll let y'all know what I think about it on real soon. Got some things working or whatever. And that's it. I sure did enjoy y'all tonight. Thank y'all for coming out and talking to me or whatever, and keeping me company. I sure did miss y'all. But, you know, I'm glad anytime I get a chance to come and hang out with y'all. I always love doing that. So that's all I got for y'all right now. Sunday, I'm going to an event. It's a women's wellness event. It's going to be a very personal event, really small, intimate setting. And I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I'm trying to do as much personal development and spiritual development as I can right now, because it definitely impacts my work. And so I'm looking forward to it, you know. So I'll let y'all know how that goes, okay? That's all I got for y'all tonight. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. And until next time, be well. Bye.